Hey everyone, I'm Aeryth and I'm a songwriter, and I love to write songs about stories and lyrics that are inspiring, spiritual, philosophical. Just a few days ago, I released my first full-length album called Renaissance. If you like to listen to songs with spiritual, mythical references, it would be amazing if you came to stream and support my album. It's out everywhere on streaming platforms like Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music. To share a preview of the songs that I wrote on this album called Renaissance, I'm going to be playing them here and giving a bit of explanation to the stories that inspired them. I just hope you would join this journey with me and discover new songs together. And I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you know about the part 2 of this video. Okay, so the first song is Barefoot Touches. This is what opens the album, and I'll share with you a preview of it now.
Bonded over pages, holy white sages, read me story of a soul. How the simple lily blossoms by the beauty of roses dressed in gold. Coats and boots on green fields, daring truth your deep fears. The day I fell in love is the way you made that jump. Barefoot touches, running to the river's edge, soaking in a sundress, daring you to join me and take my hand. You might find the waves could quiet your mind. Trekking on a mountain, diving to the ocean. This is where a page begins. Racing to the summit, every step is worth it. Say that you'll follow till the end.
So it's essentially a retro pop album with an 80s vibe. I wanted it to be danceable, but it has a lot of soft and melancholy music as well. I wrote the ending lyrics as dancing on our garden, crimson roses hanging, magic flows without an end. Heaven made a promise, you and me were destined, the sweetest love yet to begin. And I just wanted to write that in an opening line for all the songs that are to come. I want it to be a sweet experience, a sweet beginning for anyone who discovers the songs that I wrote. And now the second song of my album is called The Duke and I. This is the song.
Long have I looked for you, girl with the roses, who stole my heart. Every move you make, every step you take sets you apart. Been searching for you since 10 years old, and I'll be with you till we grow old.
And now the second song of my album is called The Duke and I. And I don't know if you guys know, but there is a very popular novel entitled The Duke and I. It's under the umbrella of also a very popular Netflix series which is called The Bridgerton. And yes, this title was inspired by Bridgerton. I made a play of words and it's sort of aligned, but the story itself was actually inspired by this TV show, a series called The Confessions of Secretary Kim. Oh no, What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. I don't know if anyone has seen that show, but the story inspired me, and this is like the third song I ever wrote. Of course, I refined it throughout the years, but that story inspired me of, you know, a simple maiden, and then the prince, or in that case the CEO, fell in love with her, but it turns out that they had met when they were younger, and now he found her again. He was looking for her all over. They were playmates in a garden, and they were playing with roses, and all that was so cute to me, and I wanted to master the art of writing a story that wasn't from my own perspective or my own feelings. And now the third song that I made is called Magic Mirror. I think that has got to be one of my top 3 favorites in the album because this one was the most personal. It was just really an outpouring of all my anxieties in life, my insecurities, feeling invisible, feeling not good enough for people, not just, you know, about love. It's not a love song at all. It's just this feelings of inadequacy.
You couldn't see it. Some souls I've seen are angels, some are incarnations of a bitter tiger looking to devour soft-spoken praise like me, pouncing on the weak. But what if I revealed my sword from its sheath? They wait for me to make even the slightest mistake. It must feel really great to see a frail one fail. I wipe mud off my face and forge through the pain. They paint me black and gray. I put my faith in fate.
And my favorite part of that song, I mean, the soul of that song is really in the bridge, because that's where I just bare my heart out with all my past experiences and heartaches that have shaped me. For example, this line I experienced that I wanted to pour into the song. Some souls I've seen are angels, some are incarnations of a bitter tiger looking to devour, soft-spoken praise like me, pouncing on the weak. But what if I revealed my sword from its sheath? For many years, I was finally able to let all that emotion out, because I have experienced bullying throughout my life, from high school and then even up to the workplace. And my experiences in the workplace, like the bullying there was really intense, to a point that it just made me like cry in front of them, and then I had to resign. But essentially, I couldn't understand why these people hated me so much, and I've realized, you know, it was because I seemed like a very weak person, that, you know, people who are prone to attacking the weak want to just push down even further. And, you know, I did my job right. I was always praised. I mean, you know, I was acknowledged for the great work that I would produce. But for some reason, like, these co-workmates, these fellow executive assistants just hated me, and like they would show all these microaggressions and micro insults at me, even when I'm not even talking to them. They just like literally gossip as if I'm not around, and it was really confusing and hurtful. And I realized, you know, there are just some people who are mean-spirited. I mean, it's okay if you don't like someone, but you don't have to be mean to them. And they just wanted to be mean to me, and I felt like one part of it was, again, because I'm very soft-spoken, I'm very timid, I'm very shy, I look very easy to bully. And that is a reality. You know, there are just some people who want to pounce on the weak. And finally I was like, okay, but what if I started fighting back? How would they like it? I just didn't want to do that, because, you know, I wanted to practice just kindness, loving my enemies, being patient. But to be honest, if we just finally let it all out, like, they don't really know, you know, it takes more courage to restrain our tongue and to be kind than it does to be mean and insulting and to push people down. And I think the real strength is in kindness, in being caring, in helping other people in need, in pushing people up. So yeah, that really was what the song is about, and just all the hurts that I experienced throughout the years of bullying and that. And I have spoken so much about this song already. So yeah, that's the song Magic Mirror, one of my favorites. And now we go on to the fourth song of the album, which is called Harley's Song, or A Kiss to Remember. That fourth song, it's called A Kiss to Remember, and I put the parentheses Harley song because it was inspired by one of my best friends, Harley, and her husband's story. And I actually wrote the song towards the last part, like it was the second to the last song I wrote before the song The Eternal. And I wrote it because I had realized that most of my songs were quite melancholy and like heartbreak, not heartbreak, like just, you know, thoughtful, reflective. It wasn't very upbeat, and I thought, oh no, I need something happy, like a happy love story. And what else could be more inspiring than to write a song about one of my best friends and her story? Because, you know, it's always fun to appreciate the celebrations of our friends and family. And one of my favorite lyrics from that song was, who knew when my Calvary was done that fate would lead me tenderly to the one? And that's always a story that I've in my life and in other people's lives. Like, always we think this person is the one, and or like this is something that's very special, and then when we lose it we think, you know, oh no, like we've just missed out on something incredible. But who knew that all these wrong turns and wrong people actually lead us to the right one, and actually end up, the next is always better. That's just what I realized, because we serve a God who wants to bless us, wants to make every next chapter better and better than the last. And these kinds of stories just remind me of that no matter what we feel now, the next is always going to be better. And it doesn't need to be in the form of a man. The next chapter of your life, whether it's in the form of a man, of pursuing your goals, of a trip, or just more closeness with family, with friends, that is always going to be better than the past, because we serve a progressive and loving God. And the final song that I'm gonna share in this video is Mona Lisa, which I think is a highlight of the album, just because of the story and the inspirations that I tried to glean from, of course, the portrait herself, and just the inspiration, the reflections that I got thinking about that painting, about that person, Mona Lisa, and who is she, what is her story, what is behind her eyes and behind that smile. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna take on the challenge of trying to write a song about Mona Lisa. And it was like a scary challenge for me, at least, but here it is.
It feels like love is dying on my finest. It feels like love is a dying till I found a smile back to something like you and me. On a lazy smile, touch me like you and me on this painting night. Stitch me ever gently the changing path. Never see me like I feel the blazing path. Never leave my side. Around years to go. Let's the birth of Venus new and beautiful. Into a painted melody. Turn the house of stone into a rolling phone. Turn this house of cards into
So you heard a snippet of that song. I hope you like it. It's the main ballad of this album, and whenever I hear the bridge, it just makes me come alive, because I poured my heart out on this one as well. And whenever I read the lyrics again, it makes me cry. Just thinking about all the things I experienced and writing it down here. I better stop before I remember all these memories again and I wanna cry. But yes, this is the last song that I'm gonna share on this video. There are 12 songs to the album, but I feel like this video would become very long if I shared more of the other songs. So I'm gonna make a part 2 of the remaining songs. But with what you heard so far, I really hope that you like it and that you give a chance to this album. And to me, as an artist, I don't know if I'm an artist, I'm just a girl in her bedroom writing songs, but I hope that they can relate to you in some way, because you know, we are all just trying to pursue what we love and hope that we connect with people along the way. So thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you subscribe, you listen to the album, and that you also raise the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Thank you.